Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Divine Brothers podcast. So good of you to be here listening to us. And man, oh man, we got so many things to talk about. Yeah. And I have to get going on my sports tick, man. I feel myself enjoying sports, maybe for the first time since college, you know. I used to watch games with my grandfather on Saturday. I liked that. That was fun, just watching the game, that sort of thing. And I said I want to watch some March Madness. I want to watch some of these teams, see if there's a Cinderella story or something like that. And you know what? I can't watch the games. I tried. I looked everywhere. Like they're like, yeah, pay for this subscription, access, all access, college and BA. You got to go to this website, this thing. And then I was just like, I just want to watch the game. And you know what I realized because I went down a rabbit hole here? Nobody watches games anymore. They're off the TV. They're all like subscription services. You got to pay huge money. Even like your local regional team, you got to pay to watch that stuff. And it just made me feel like, well, it made me feel like Chase. Like it's all fucked. It's never gonna be the same. Blah, 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 And it just made me feel like some things in life should be free. And one of them should be your local team. You should be able to watch your local team for free. Are you with me, Chase?
Yeah, 100%, man. It's all subscription based now. You remember the days you got like what, 80 channels, 50 channels, and it's just four or
Yeah.
five of them are sports and something's playing. You just flip it on that. That's how it should be. It's how it should be,
Yeah.
man. It's killed it for me. I can't watch the shit. The fact that they're making millions of dollars in college, I can't watch it. I don't understand how it's growing in popularity. To me, I watch zero sports. None. It's dead to me. Can't
Mm.
believe I wasted all those years of my life pursuing it.
Was it really a waste though? Because do you miss watching the game?
No.
Like let's imagine it's back in the day where it's all good and stuff. But like let's say, it's Saturday morning and you're watching or Saturday night, you're watching football games, like college football games, and you're flipping between a few, you know? Like it was a nice way to have one thing in your mind. You're not paying attention to anything else. You're just thinking about the thing on the TV.
It no, the games aren't the same. I think they've made so much money now. Like half the basketball players don't play. Like,
Yeah.
we'll play three-fourths of the time. The pros in football don't hit each other anymore. And it's like you got to pay for a prescription for a game where it's like touch. It's like it's not the
Yeah.
same game I used to watch, and I can't just turn on the TV and watch. It's like I don't understand this. I
I
don't.
didn't want to admit it, but so I've been watching the highlights of the March Madness because I can't watch the
That's all anybody
games.
watches is highlights. Yeah.
Oh, that damn God, what's happened? But it's all number one seeds and two seeds and shit like that. And I was like, where's the Cinderella story? Where's
You
George
pay
Mason?
every
Exactly.
year. It's done. The narrative is over. There's going to be 10 to 12 teams every year, and that's it. Those are the ones that will win every single year.
This makes me truly sad. Like, isn't that what America's all about?
What
Well, it used to be what
you
America's all about. The underdog, fighting to the top, breaking into the Sweet 16,
is the
that sort of
underdog an
thing.
American concept?
We say it's an American concept, but we're
We
not an
definitely
underdog anymore.
we steal a lot
Yeah.
of shit. I don't know if that's American, but yeah, it used to be American for sure. I like the idea you had with the you were saying, games should be free. And I was like, the Coliseum, like the upper level of the stadium should be
Oh,
free.
yeah.
That should
Sure.
just be free for the low
Yes.
lives, and there should be
Absolutely.
like a separate entrance so you don't have to interact with those people. But yeah,
No problem.
let them go to the
No
top.
problem.
Let them go
Yeah,
to the top.
I don't mind a separate entrance. I'll happily go in with the riffraff. No problem,
Yeah,
man.
that's
It's probably
fine.
more fun up there,
Up
you
top is
know?
free, no rules, you gotta, sign a waiver because you might not come out alive, but it's free.
That makes perfect sense to me. Like you would have so much goodwill with the people. You know what I mean? Like that yes, this is a great idea. Nosebleed free,
Free.
you know? Yeah. Because
That's
the
what they
people
did in
got
the
to be
Coliseum, didn't they? Isn't that the peasants up top, right? Isn't
Oh
that how it
yeah,
worked?
because I mean, that's the whole idea. Bread and circuses, man.
Yeah,
You got to give the people the bread and the circuses, and then they're not gonna complain so much.
it's a great idea. It's another great idea we've thought of.
I I tell you what, man. I think that that is definitely the way to
Well, I'm
go.
glad to hear sports are dying for you, man. That makes me happy.
I don't want them to die.
I want them to
I
die.
think the other. What about greatness? Like, if you hear somebody's doing something they've never done before, we watch. You know,
Not
like for
greatness is
example,
dead too. Hey, that guy made 80 points. That guy didn't even average like 18 points. How'd he score 80? Like nobody wants to watch
back in the day when Tiger was killing everyone, did you watch? You know, like when he it was just a slaughter, or even with Federer, like back in the day when it was just ace after ace after ace. That shit. Did you enjoy watching that?
that. I think the days of the mythical athlete are dead.
Damn. Damn, this is dark, Chase. Come on, man.
Dead. And fucking America killed it. Fucking greed. It's
I
dead.
was thinking about I was thinking about Tiger because I don't know if you saw this, but he got in a DUI again. Rolled a car,
He
refused
rolled
to
another
take
one. I saw he had a car wreck. I didn't know the details. He rolled another
the,
one.
yeah, refused to take the breathalyzer. He's in jail.
At this point, you have to think this is intentional because he's had three or four very serious wrecks, man. Yeah.
So I've seen this a few times. So like they had video of Tiger, right? It's fucking cut, like he like huge veins pumping out of his arms and stuff like that. Like
C c
clearly on shit. You know what I
Muscle
mean?
cut? What do you mean cut?
Big muscles.
Jacked. Really?
Yeah. It's like way more jacked than he's a old man jacked. You know what I'm talking about? Like where they're injecting shit and you can tell the body is just like
What?
like he's clearly just on shit. You
Let
know
me
what I
let
mean?
me listen. I hate golf, but I love Tiger. And what
Yeah.
they did to him, they just publicly crucified him. Like, oh, you're
Yep.
the best fucking golfer in the world, the most elite sport in the world, and you got every day of the week you got a chick you bang, and you're winning every tournament. I'm like, why are we
Yep.
fucking with this guy? It's exactly what
Yep.
I would do. It's his system. It's working for him, and we fucking publicly crucified him and made him go to rehab, and he never recovered. Like I
Yeah,
couldn't handle that.
he never
I
won the most.
Dean,
It's still Arnold Palmer or
yeah,
Jack
he would have
Nicholson.
broke it. But it's like, dude, you're the number one athlete in the most elite sport in the world. Can you imagine the pressure? It's just like, let the man fuck whoever he wants. And we put him fucking in rehab and told him he was a horrible person. And now he's had like five wrecks. His back's blown out. He's on all types of drugs because you crucified him.
Yeah.
It's, this is,
But maybe we like that. Maybe we want a sacrifice. We want to
no,
see the great fall.
I
Maybe that's
didn't.
what we,
I didn't. I
you know,
wanted to see Tiger kill them all. I wanted him to win and win and win, not
and
Tiger.
win.
I love
I
Tiger.
mean, it's. I will say, like, so I don't like golf at all either, but I watched him sink putts like back
Sure.
in the day. Stuff
Sure.
like, dude, talk about pressure. Like when the whole world is watching you make a putt.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, that's cold blooded right there. You got to be absolutely cool as a cucumber to pull that off. But I mean, I guess this is just what happens. You now he's just a ghost of who he used to be, the shadow of who he used to be,
No
wandering
way.
around.
It's just a broken
You know where
fucking
it happened
system.
to? Jupiter Beach. You remember that Jupiter Island there in
Sure.
Florida?
Yeah. Yeah,
That's where
no.
it happened.
The place sucked. Tons of rich people. That place was horrible beach.
That place, like West Palm Beach in general, that whole like long coast of East Florida,
It's
there's a
fucking
rot.
awful.
Like it's not
It's
just the drug rehabilitation either. It's like the rich people have a rot to them too. You know,
like this is the spot you picked to post right here. I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Yeah.
it's a beach, I guess. That's good enough.
Shit
Okay,
beach.
Chase, you're telling me, feeling all right about work and stuff like that. I've got some weird feelings about work, man. You kind of go on introspective and stuff. Tell me, how do you feel about mandatory meetings? Like, if you were the boss, would you have a Monday morning every week meeting?
No, no,
Why?
no. They're awful. Meetings are useless. Everybody pretends. Most people do the monthly
Why
meeting.
do they do them? I don't understand. Everything
Did
that's done in those meetings could be done in an email. It doesn't fucking make sense. I don't understand it.
so let me ask you this. When you go on, you have a monthly meeting or some bullshit like that
Every Monday, we have a Monday morning meeting,
for
you
the whole
know?
for the facility faculty, I guess. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. So when you guys are in that meeting, do you have your videos on or off?
Yes, everyone. Everyone.
Everyone what on?
Oh, no, this is in person, Chase. In
Oh, oh,
person. Yeah, in person. When you
oh.
said video, I thought you meant like did they have their cell phones out? I was like, yes, and nobody's paying attention. They're all on their cell phones. Nobody
Oh.
gives a fuck, you know?
So
Yeah.
when I was at the hospital in Hawaii, you have to attend the meeting, and when you speak, you have to turn on your video. Like, everyone's
Right.
in their separate office. Dude, I'm at this Native American place. Nobody turns on their video.
Of course
Like
not. They know what's
never,
up.
never.
They
There's
know what.
and they ask people, what do you think? They're not even there.
They're like,
They don't even
no response
reply.
from them. Okay,
I was like,
okay,
what
yeah.
is this shit? What the fuck is this? Like this is just we just need to eliminate
Relax.
meetings, man. If you need to talk to somebody, just, pull them aside. If you need to do a meeting, do it on occasion. It does not need to be a steady thing. There is no
So,
teamwork, no camaraderie. It's all dead. It's
but
all dead,
every
just
place
like
I've worked,
sports. It's dead.
they insist on it. Like powerful people insist upon. They like the idea of forcing people to move around. So like we got the big boss, like the huge big guy. He every month, Friday afternoon, we're done at noon. Everyone's done at noon on Friday. So like 3 o'clock, he calls everyone in, the whole school, like all 400, everybody into a big auditorium, and he just tells us, "Here's what the school's up to. Here's what the school's up to this month." You have to sit there for an hour and a half, and you just look. Everyone is pissed. Everyone's just brewing with hate for this guy because it is fucking Friday afternoon, and you are forcing us all to do. Even the
You know,
Chinese people are sitting in the
we
toilet.
had dude, we had one this week. We had a lead psychologist in the military. She's like, we should meet once a month. She did a random meeting with us on some training. And I was like, I wanted to be like, no, let's not. Let's just never do this again. But it in her head, she's like, this was helpful. This was good. This was a good thing. I'm like, no, 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 no. This wasn't good. I've found that people in charge love the idea of structure. And it's just like, all right, we need to do this all the time. And I need to confirm that this was a good thing. And hey, oh, you're going to take this on. Great. It's like, man, that's fucking awful. Yeah.
Independence. We value independence so much. That's why, I mean, honestly, that's why I like my job because I'm the history teacher and nobody fucks with me. I'm just the one guy and I do my own thing, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But, I finding that there are little things you have to do at work just to try to make it tolerable, Like one of the ones you brought up, Chase, is finding the right toilet at work,
Oh,
you know? Like,
yeah.
dude,
Important.
when he wrote this down and he was like, think about this topic this week. I was like, dude, I can tell you everything. This has been
Yeah.
a priority at every place I work at, And there have been times when I've gone to separate buildings and separate floors, just to try and find that sweet spot, So what's your situation? I mean, kind of in a tight spot, man. There might only be one option. I don't know, man. Well, what's your situation there?
It's horrible. It's a trailer. There's one
Uh,
bathroom. The walls are paper thin. It's like it's not feasible. It's just not. Your reputation would be destroyed for life if you go in there and do something horrific.
Bad day,
Yeah.
yeah. Or if it doesn't flush, oh my
Uh,
God, what
it's
do you
over.
do?
So I
Yeah.
I make the walk up the hill to the main hospital in the little secret corridor downstairs where optometry and all the eye doc, and there's a single bathroom in there. I lock that door and that's it. That's the one. Yeah.
Wow. How long did it take you to find that? Did you have to do an explore? Like, let's see if I can find this.
Yeah, yeah, I did. And they're like, "What are you doing in here?" I was scoping out. I'm looking for the toilet. I scoped upstairs, down. It's in the new construction ring. Not many people go in there. It's perfect.
Yep.
Good.
Perfect. Good. That's isolation, single toilet, locked door.
Yeah.
Well done. Is it clean? That's important. I don't know about hospital toilets.
No, no, it's yeah, it's passable for sure. It's good.
Okay. Okay. So with my thing, my issue was time. I had to find the right time because you don't want to go when students are, smoking in the bathroom or whatever,
Students. Oh my God. Can
Yeah.
you imagine if the students caught you dropping a deuce or something? That would be
Yeah.
horrible. Be over. Yeah.
But so I got my time. I know exactly when I need to go in. It's while the class is going on. Not
Yeah.
my class, but another class. But
Yeah, sure.
um, here's the good thing, man. I got to give some serious praise to the janitorial staff at my high school. They are on point, man. Those toilets are spotless, and they're like just kind of waiting till you're done with your business, and they go in and clean it immediately.
Really?
Yeah, and great toilet paper, soft, wonderful, good.
See,
Like
we
just
don't prioritize toilets at all, man. Do you guys
they
have the
take care of
sprayer
you.
thing? Do you have the sprayer thing in there?
No, but I have the option of the Chinese toilet or the Western toilet, and sometimes I do go for the Chinese toilet because it's healthier. You know what I mean? But
Sprayer?
yeah, oh
Yeah.
yeah, because the squat it just shoots right out of you. Just
Oh,
you know,
the squat. Oh,
yeah,
okay. You've got that down now.
yeah. That took years of stretching my ankles, and finally got that shit down. But you know. I don't mind going at work because it's so pristinely clean. No problem. I'm very grateful for that. God bless those people, man. They do a fantastic job. Deserve praise. All of them deserve
Well,
praise, you
right
know.
on. Good.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like Wu Yin is friends with a really, really rich guy back in Yunnan. And like they grew up together, went to the same high school. And he was like, he had like five Myanmar slaves, like just people that like they were just there. He's like, yeah, one of them washed his hair every day. Like
Really?
that was her job. She just washed his hair every day and stuff like that. And so they're hanging out. This was in high school, and he's like, "Hey, make us some food." So she makes these noodles, and Muyin was like, "Some of the best noodles I've ever had in my life." And he just looks at her and he says, "This tastes like shit. Make it again." You know, like that's the attitude. That's the attitude that they have. And the reason I'm thinking of this is because they look down on those janitor people like they are garbage at that school. Like the kids just walk, they don't even see them. Just shove them to the side and stuff like that. Like there's a hierarchy, man, and you're either a Myanmar person or you're a rich Chinese.
Are the janitorial people Burmese usually?
No, they're Chinese in
Uh,
Beijing, but this is Wu Yin's friends. So Wu Yin lives on the border with Burma, Myanmar. All the cheap labor is Myanmar people,
So who
and
does it
it's
in Beijing?
Chinese people, just
And
poor Chinese people,
they're
dirt poor, usually
they're
old. Yeah,
oh man, like from the
yeah,
country or something, and they stick them in those jobs. It's
yes,
horrible.
because like, janitor job is fucking in Beijing. That's like top. Like you go back to your little shitty town and you're golden.
Really?
Oh, yeah. That's why they're all old people. Like they're all fucking, super old and they just need a little money to survive. So they work there during the week, go back during the weekend to their little
Do,
shitty country town.
do they have Social Security or anything like that in China?
They do if you pay into it. It's like a weird social insurance. It's like social security, but it ain't much. It's not much. Yeah. They got other shit like healthcare, so you get by that
Yep.
sort of thing. Anyways, why are you thinking about people with two first names, dude?
This is really bothering me. In your life, has anyone ever come up to you and said, "Hey, which one of your names is the first name?"
Which one is first?
Yeah.
Never that. Sometimes
That
they'll ask me David or Dean, but like which one do I want to be called, but never which one is first. Never.
Never in my life has Chase or Conrad ever been confused with the first and last name, except here.
Oh,
And this is the fourth or fifth time in a meeting this week. They go, "Are you Dr. Chase or Dr. Conrad?" I'm like, I don't understand why everyone's asking me this. I've never heard this. Like, oh, you have two first. Everyone's like, yeah, you have two first names. I'm like, I definitely don't. You guys are, there's something wrong with you.
the Native American thing? I
I
mean,
don't, it's two or three times I'm fine, but it happened this week again. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Like, what?
uh,
I've never had this happen in my life. Like, oh, you have two, everyone's like, oh, you have two first names. I'm like, you're fucking stupid. Like, I
maybe
don't,
it's like they expect in like a Native American name. Like, yes, my name is he who listens to complain. or something like that,
I've
or
in my 40 plus years of living, no one's ever said this to me. Why is it all of a sudden coming in a wave? I was just like, that's, I don't have two first names.
well,
Wow.
this begs the question. Let's because we've done this with Hawaii and stuff, right? What's the general intelligence level there? You know, like is it Hawaii level
Higher.
where you're just like, okay, okay, so yeah, then it's not an intelligence
Not
thing,
much though.
Okay, a step above Hawaii. You know, it's good you went to Hawaii first. You went to the bottom of the barrel. You know, you worked your way up.
It's interesting because I see some and the ones that've kind of taken the Western culture and molded it
Yeah,
with the local, they tend to thrive. And then you get the ones that just got stuck in the loop. Like they're momentary people living in a Western system and they just have everyone's popping out kids at 16 and they just continue and continue and they never learned how to critically think. And you're like, fuck, some are broken and some have figured it out, but it's not as yeah, they're not dumb. It's just there's some really intelligent ones. It's just the other ones is just it
yeah.
is a if I was to break somebody, like I wouldn't wipe them out. I would do what the American government did. Let's stick them on some land and give them just a little bit of money and let them just kind of just degrade. And it's like that's how you break people. It's
It was interesting this week. So I was teaching my kids about Native American rights because it's part of the new material I got to
yeah,
go over and stuff.
yeah.
And so it's just history of like treaty after treaty and then broken treaty after broken. Yeah, we promise we'll do all this. Nah, that we were lying. Yeah, didn't do that.
It's brutal. It's brutal.
It's so brutal. But the one as I was reading, LBJ comes along, and LBJ with his Great Society did federal funding for like health services for the Native Americans. I was like, oh, that's Chase right there, and LBJ being helped out right there. But as I was reading along, like it was all these stories of organizations like the NIA and stuff like that that were really trying to get rights for natives. But every single time they get a victory, it amounts to nothing. Like there was this one time where they were doing fishing rights up in the Northeast, and they were like, "Listen, we got a right to fish. This is our land and stuff." And the courts were like, "Yep, you're right. Yeah, you have the rights to fish there." And just immediately, the states was like, "Yeah, that's a federal ruling. This is a state ruling, so we're still going to arrest you if you fish here." So it's just there's just nothing you can do. You know what I mean? You're always fucked because you're like a tiny, tiny, tiny little country surrounded by a gigantic, massive, powerful country. So it was sad, man. Reading all about that shit.
Yeah, you got to be careful how you talk about it because I talk about it just as a matter of fact. Like it's a brutal approach. It is what an empire
Um,
does. And people are like, "Oh, you're all for it." I'm like, "I'm not for or against. I'm not against it or for it. I'm just like I'm speaking as is. Like I'm just
yeah,
observing it."
better to be real. You
Yeah,
know,
and people are like, "How dare you say that?" I'm like,
how dare you? Have
"We
you got in
need."
a few of those?
Well, no, they're like, "You need to help them." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." Like I help them
Who's
more
telling
than
you
you
that?
ever will.
Who's saying that? You need to help them. Who's saying
The
that shit?
fucking dumb psychologist, they're just like, we need to help. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Shut.
I
From
don't.
a distance, you need to put up your hand and say, stop. We need,
Do you
shut the
have
fuck.
any psychologist friends? There's a history in this podcast of you berating psychologists
I
after
hate
psych.
psychology. I fucking hate psychology. They are fucking, the only one cool one is Eric from Thailand. That's it. That's it.
Can I just say, I've grown to really hate teachers too. I don't like teachers, especially the ones that care. I really hate them the most.
Ugh.
It's like the ones that are good at their jobs. I hate them. It's like, God, dude, why do you care so much? This hurts. And actually, that brings up a good question because, like, so I was reading all this shit about Native Americans and stuff, and it was all about like the '60s and protests and all this stuff, and how like protests really don't work, right? Like, think about like Black Lives Matter. Remember that was that huge ass
Oh,
protest. It was
stupid.
everywhere. Remember
Stupid.
Occupy Wall Street? Like we're gonna
Stupid.
change it. I'm starting to think protests mean nothing. It's just a way to be loud, you know? Like you get people talking and then you just wait a while and they disappear. And I think that's small scale too. Like you try to make a big stink about something at work or something in your life and you just kind of scream for a bit. People look at you, they judge you, and you move on, you know? Like, do you think it ever works? Do you think it's ever a good idea to like maybe there's other strategies besides that that work, you know?
I always thought protesting was an unbelievably stupid concept. And because I've never seen any tangible evidence in my life where it's worked, I've never seen it or witnessed it working. I've read about it, like Gandhi, maybe, maybe they bullshit it, Martin Luther King, the sit-ins, did that make a difference? I don't know. I wasn't there. But everything in
Yeah.
my lifetime, it's like, this is so stupid. No, like the
Yeah.
majorities, if you're going to protest, it's got to be close to 50-50. Like you gotta have the odds on your side. Never once have I seen a protest like nobody gives a fuck about this. Like you're just a fucking useless person. We should probably put you
Yeah.
down for being this dumb. Yeah.
And see, like Gandhi's an interesting example because that was millions. Like we're talking an entire nation united around
That
one
I
guy.
think could work.
Yeah. And it's interesting with the civil rights too, because like I know the civil rights movement really well because I've taught it for years now. And it's one of the people never talk about this, but the civil rights movement, like it had a terrible ending, right? Like, people are, oh, MLK. MLK was hated during his time. They were like, he's anti-Vietnam, he's a proto-communist, the same with Malcolm X and all that. And he when he was about to leave, like about to die, the movement was shattered by Black Panthers and Black Power and all that stuff. And like he really felt like he was a failure after it all. And even though you do get progress like the Civil Rights Act, it's not like racism is solved in America. It's not like black people are happy and what they live hand in hand with white people. You know what I mean? So like, I really do think that it's either got to be massive, it's got to be revolutionary in nature, meaning probably violent, right? And I think there has to be an I sometimes I think maybe this is totally Nazi propaganda, by the way. Sometimes I think the only way change really happens is through violence. That's classic fascism. That's a line straight from Mussolini. But if you don't have the power, the fear to back up what you're trying to fight for, people tend not to listen to you, man.
We very well could be fucking right. Like I said, I've never seen the peaceful protest ever fucking work in my life. Ever.
It's a little painful for me. You see, because I'm trying to make things like I'm thinking about these things about like what changes things, right? Like what actually makes an individual change, what makes a society change, what makes work change. And so I was reading through Confucius because I'm in China and that's what you do. And he believes in rituals, like rituals for everything, right? So check this out. Like you're cooking food, you put on clothes for cooking food and you chop each piece of food a certain way, right? And like when you go outside, different clothes, clothes for work, clothes for doing for like leisure. You have a little prayer before you do everything. He really believed that every single part of your day should be ritualized because that way you put yourself in a mindset. The physical act puts you in the correct mindset for the thing you're doing, and that's what he was all about, always being in the correct mindset. And so I was wondering, do you do any little rituals or anything like that? And it could be something as silly as like, athletes who do some kind of weird little thing with their shoes before they step on the court, or it could be something like a morning coffee routine or something like that. Do you find that there's anything to that, or nah, he's full of shit?
I think you look at people that come in unbelievably depressed, right? You look at their day, it's just filled with nothing. And if you
Uh,
don't have anything, a ritual is a great way to start. It's just like, all right, this is what you need to do to cook, and you need to make your coffee, and this is the clothes you're going to wear when you go to the gym. It's just that is the proper way to evoke emotion. So he's dead on with that. It is a way to get out of that stagnant state of mind. There's something to
yeah.
it for sure.
I think there is too. Like so like right now I'm wearing these like pajama sort of thing. I put them on this morning because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have my coffee and I'm gonna get it together. And after this I'll go to the gym. I'll put on my clothes for that and stuff. But I was thinking about like with work in particular, because lately I've been fucking like not so much like yesterday, but I've been just despising work, hating it. And when I come home, I'm thinking about how much I hate it.
Nice, nice.
And so I put I said, all right, I'm gonna put myself in a work state of mind. So what I did is I was like, all right, I'm gonna delay my coffee and I'm gonna have my coffee just before I go to work. I'm gonna put on my work clothes, do my shower and stuff like that. And I just put myself in the I'm going into work mode. And then I did the opposite when the day was over, right? I had a little tea, I put all my stuff up, and I changed out of my work clothes and put on like leisure clothes and stuff like that. And I found it did help me break off. It helped me not think about the bullshit at work and enjoy where I am now, you know. I think there's something to it. I'm gonna keep it up.
It's like the feng shui concept, man. Like put a little divider between your study area and your work spot. I mean, it makes a difference psychologically and energy wise. Yeah.
And but it is interesting. You talk about feng shui, right? Like going with the flow and stuff. But sometimes you have to break the flow. Like, how do you feel like you're doing your thing, you're in a good mood, and somebody asks you to do something at work that you can't do it, you don't want to do it, something like that. You have to say no at work. Yeah. How do you approach that situation where suddenly the flow is stopped? you know, but maybe you have to say yes, maybe you have to say no. I mean, what do you do?
It's been a unbelievable evolution for me in this area because now you can you sense it coming? You can sense the question coming where, like, hey, can you do, we need you to do, like, I know that it's coming. Like, and it's interesting because nobody's my boss. Like, we're all kind of equals here. And
Contract employee then. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So two things happened this week. One, the guy kind of pissed me off. He did it indirectly. He calls himself an anger management expert, and he sees all the anger management people. I'm like, okay, that's fine with me. I don't want to deal with angry fucking people. He was gone for a couple days, and the lady at the desk gave me an anger management person because I was there. And he went to the front desk when he saw. He's like, I see a new anger management. Went to Dr. Conrad, and just want to know why. She's like, oh, you're out of town. He's like, well, he's not properly trained to deal with that yet. I haven't trained him. And I can hear this conversation from the back, and I'm like, what is this shit? I'm not properly. And then he walks into my office. He's like, "Oh, I see you have a anger management client." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, I can walk you through the training. We can set up a day." I was like, "No, man, it's okay. There's no need. I've done it before." He's like, "Oh, what module do you use?" Like, "I don't use one." He's like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, I prefer this protocol." I was like, "Yeah, I don't do any of that." No. That was
Yeah.
one. We had a meeting. They're doing suicide prevention. Dean, they have 6 steps to suicide prevention. Not only is there a checklist, there's a second checklist, there's a procedure, they're just like,
Everything's systemized. Yeah. Yeah.
unbelievable. These are not my bosses. And she's like, Chase, we need someone to train this. Would you be interested in going through the training and maybe doing this once or twice a year to walk new employees through that? I was like, no. No, I'm
Yeah.
not interested at all. She goes, "Can I ask why?" I was like, "Because I already know how to do this." I go, I think this is excessive." I was like, "I don't
Mm.
like talking about this stuff. I don't like dealing with suicide, and I'm not an expert on it." I was like, "I know how to
So here's
handle it when I see it."
here's my question. You're new, right? That's a bold thing for the new guy to do. And even if you're in that position, how do you feel it's affecting your reputation?
They have no say over me. This is not a supervisor. This is not an order, and
You're
and it
independent.
and they're putting
Okay.
it in a
Damn,
way.
that's a good place to be. God
Would
damn, I'm jealous.
would you be interested? This is how they phrase it. It's not
Would you
you
be interested?
have to be in. I'm
No.
like, no,
No.
I'm being honest. I was like, I don't
Damn.
want to deal with suicidal shit. I hate that. I don't want to deal with angry people either, but don't fucking tell somebody I'm not an expert and you are.
I'm
That's just
so
stupid.
jealous. I'm so jealous. That's so correct. That's how it should be everywhere. Every man should be independent like that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it doesn't come from a place of laziness. It comes from a place of I know what I'm doing and I'm also know it's effective. You have to trust my expertise here, you know? So, damn, I'm
It feels so
sorry.
good. But I could feel it coming both times. And I think in the past, I think there's this, it kind of hits you out of the blue and you get like a little flustered and you're immediately just like,
Yeah.
sure, yes. How can I help?
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
it coming and I'm like, no. Oh, wait, you weren't finished. No. Like the
Yeah.
nose already
Yeah.
coming out. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in that at all. No, thank you.
Yes, I am just this is where you've been working towards your entire life. The ability
That
to say
while say one in the interview, they've said, "Would you be interested in participating in some type of program to improve patient attendance?" And I go, No."
no.
And she
Just
goes, "Can I ask why?" I was like, if you have like a cookout or something like that and you want me to come and hand out stuff, I'm happy to interact in the community. I'm happy to show up. I go, but I'm not starting a program. No, no, fucking way. Don't care.
dude, I respect you so much for doing that, Chase. That
Thank you.
is fantastic.
It's great.
Fantastic.
Feels good to say
Here's
no.
I ask about the reputation because here's what I hope. I hope that their reaction isn't, like, man, what the fuck is wrong with Chase? I hope their reaction is, okay, that's Chase. Now I know, you know?
It's backed by unbelievable honesty. It's like, no, I don't. I got my
Mm.
protocol. I feel like this is too much, and I'm not
So, for
interested in
example,
teaching
the
this.
anger management guy,
Yeah.
I could see him saying, like, okay, I've made an enemy now, Or was it respect? How did that end?
He's not aggressive. He will put it out there in a way like, "Let me train you on this," and all you have to say is, "No, I'm not interested." And he goes, "No, okay, yeah."
Yeah. Okay. That's good. It just makes me feel like it makes me feel like I need to develop this skill. Or maybe I just need to be in an environment where it's possible. I'd
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
sense when that's happening. That's like a psychic ability. It's interesting. Like when you know something is about to happen, especially like something good, do you keep it to yourself or do you tell people? Like you could, like for example, in that situation, you could have copped him off to nah, nah. Or do you just kind of keep these things to yourself, let your own psychic abilities simmer?
I, this really blows my mind with some people. So this gig, I, I talked to the other clinician. We get along pretty well. He's like, ideally, this job we need about 1.5 people. We have two, so therefore our workload it's unbelievably manageable. You know what I
Nice.
mean? And to me, I'm like, this
I'm
is
jealous.
this is precious information we would never share, you know?
Never. Oh, never tell like management about that. They say, how's it going over there? Everyone's like, working,
But he'll share it
working.
with anybody. He'll share it with anybody. I don't
Yeah.
understand that. I don't get that. I'm like, you have a tactical advantage where your life is easier, but you just spread this casually. I don't understand that, man. I don't get that. So it's like for me, it's like a situation at work where you don't have to do as much work, but nobody knows, you would never let that loose. But some people ask for more, and some people just talk about it freely. I think it's just, I don't think they're aware. I don't understand
Is it possible they want more?
it. Yes, I do think that if they don't have enough to do in a day, they feel that they didn't like earn it or something like that. We
That
don't
kind
have
of
that
mentality.
gene. I don't.
No, not at all.
What did you do today? Nothing. I didn't do anything, and I felt no remorse, baby. Yeah, yeah,
it's interesting. I was wondering how you're going to take that topic. I thought you were going in a totally different direction.
really.
Yeah. So me and we have like competition sometimes. Like if we're at the gym, like running together or something, we'll do Sudoku, the like numbers game, and we're always in a competition to see who goes first. And like he'll talk mad shit, and I'll talk mad shit, like I fucking beat you, like you fucking retarded Chinese person, like dumbass American, that sort of thing. But you know what he loves to do? Like I'll be deep into it, like trying to sort out all the numbers and stuff. He loves to finish and not announce that he's finished.
Mm.
Let me keep thinking I have a chance. And so when I finish, I'm like, I'm fucking done. And he's just like, it's done 5 minutes ago. I'm on my third one. Like keep it to himself and then hang it over me. You know what I mean? It hurts the most. It hurts the most. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like if I find like a great store or restaurant, I have no problem sharing that. Like, let's spread
Sure.
the wealth, let's help some people out. But for my own tactical advantage, yeah, I keep close to my chest. Yeah,
I I have learned recently that not recently over the past few years that like it is always best to keep your cards close. Like not just Westerners in general love sharing too much. They love telling you, here's my problem, here's the problem with the world, here's the problem with my job. And I find this is classic Chinese. Just stay quiet. don't say anything. Just keep it close until the opportunity comes up.
It's the
That's the best way to
superior
do it.
strategy. Absolutely.
I think so. It is a, but I will say that would you ever go up to that? You're in an interesting situation because all of this is temporary, right? But
Yeah.
um, would you ever go up to that guy and be like, "What are you doing, man? Like, you have to understand, we're working in this together." And for me, you talk about wanting to treat people. The best way I can treat people is to not be overworked, to give the clients I have the highest quality time possible. Like would that be possible or not? Not a
Yes, I don't feel like I have the street cred yet. I haven't been here long enough. But yes, over a certain time, I will walk in there and be like, we need to let's talk about something. Yeah.
how do you develop street cred? You know what I mean? Like how do you gain reputation? Like for example, at your previous job, like when you're working at the hospital in Hawaii, could you feel your reputation increase over time?
Yeah. And it is a
Yeah,
vibe. It's
vibe.
a very subtle vibe that just like, oh, he shows up, he's consistent. And for the most part, we've got decent feedback. And you can sense that in people. And that takes time. And until you get there where people are like, okay, he's competent, you should probably keep your mouth shut.
Fair enough. Tell me this: do you feel your energy sap as the day goes on?
Yeah.
So you have a strategy for dealing with that. So I've really like I guess it just happens to everybody. Coffee's become part of my life, and my mornings are great. Like I'm on point. I'm going. But when the afternoon comes, I'm I'm drained. I really get drained. And when I get home, I don't want to do nothing. You know what I mean? And so I'm trying to fix this energy problem. You know what I mean? And I can't drink caffeine because it keeps me up at night, afternoon, that sort of thing. But I don't know. It's a problem. You got any
It's,
strategies for getting energy injected into you?
I think it's a broken system, man. I do believe in that kind of Spanish siesta for an hour, hour and a half early. That would be a godsend. Let's take a lunch, set your alarm for an hour, get a little nap in your hammock and hop back into work. That would be the ideal situation. But uh, no, I'm very aware that the people I see in the afternoon suffer greatly.
Is there, can you make the nap work? Like, can you do the midday nap? Like, you're totally capable of doing that?
If you built that into my schedule, I fucking would. Absolutely, I
Yeah.
fucking would, man. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
They would love
It
you.
doesn't fuck with your sleep later.
I don't know. I have talked to people that have done like 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like they won't even eat lunch. They'll have like protein shake and they'll slip like they swear by it. So I don't
Mm.
I don't know if that's possible. But if you were allocated, let's say an hour and 15, hour 20 minutes for lunch and you ate real quick and then slept for an hour, why not? Why not?
My problem with naps is naps become real sleep. Like I can't just do 30 minutes. They
Maybe.
become like worse. You know what I mean? It's like my brain, I just go into that mode. So I don't know. It's a little bit tricky. And speaking of which, like, let's say you do take a nap, your alarm goes off, right? Are
Well,
you good with is it going
no,
to work for you? You
well,
know?
hang on with the alarm. But the one thing I did find, I eating outside tends to help. Little
Man, dude,
sunshine to give you a little jolt of.
Chase, I how's the environment there? Like, okay, you're in the middle of nowhere, it's cold and stuff, but how is the environment?
Some days it's great. Got a little picnic table outside. When I can do that, I feel a touch more energy. And some days when the wind's going, it's like, fuck, it's horrible. Yeah.
I mean, New Mexico. How's
Oh,
it feel?
forgotten. It's great.
Forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a place you just
Interesting
drive
feeling.
by. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's very interesting. So in Beijing, because of the war, like they're burning coal, because all the oil is shut off and stuff. And the
Oh, no
pollution
shit.
the pollution has been
Uh,
horrendous. Like it's the worst I've ever seen it.
oh
Like
my
as a matter of
God.
fact, like recently I've been like, yeah, it's not bad. Like it's getting better and dude. Like every day I check my phone, the air quality and stuff. If it's a bad day, it's in red, right? The past week, it's been purple.
Your
I've never
phone's
seen this
bleeding. Your
color
phone's
before.
bleeding.
I've never seen this color. I was like showing Wu Yin. I was like, oh my god! Like you go outside, like I've got a thick mask on, like it's got a breather on the side and stuff. it's so bad as I'm driving to work. I feel my eyes like it feels like I'm going through a soup. You know what I mean? It's so awful. And it just makes I need what you described. I like going outside. I like fresh air. I like sunshine. I
Yeah.
like that, like when I was down at the beach with mom and dad and stuff like that. They never went down to the beach. And I was just like, what? You're on the beach. You never go down. Like I went down every day. Like walk down to Deer Park and back and shit like that. And they're like, nah, let's just stay
Makes a
here.
difference. Makes a massive difference. Yeah. Or subtle
I need
difference.
it.
Yeah.
Dude, I need it. And like I was thinking about you. I was like, I wonder what Chase is feeling like out there in the middle of nowhere, a little picnic table, nice.
Dude, this is what this happens maybe once every 7 to 10 days. I come in and they eat elk, elk.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. They're fucking huge. And they're just always surrounding the trailer, and I gotta walk by them and they just like look at the 700 pound
They don't
animal.
run
Just
away.
no,
They don't run away.
they just kind of look at you and they're like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? And it's like they'll just stand there. I'm like, God damn, man.
Elks are
They're
massive.
massive, man.
Gigantic.
Yeah. Female. If it
Wow.
was a male, I wouldn't walk to, but the females don't give a shit. Yeah.
Wow. That's fucking
But the air is
you're
clean. I got a picnic table and I do eat outside. I do feel a little better. Yep.
you're high, right? Like you're in the mountains, yeah.
It's about 7,000 feet. Yep.
So you got that mountain air, the thinner air,
I
that's a little
don't
interesting.
like it. It's interesting. I dream better at this altitude. I think the oxygen gets to me, but it's a desert, dry
Dry.
altitude.
Dry. Well, I don't
Every
like
morning I
dry.
wake up, I gotta shoot my nose because I got dry little blood boogers. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's awful. I hate that
Yeah, I
shit.
was like,
Yeah.
the fuck this shit, man. It's a little too high for Chase. So I need
So,
to drop elevation a little.
Beijing's dry, crazy dry, and Wu Yin was like, "Here's what we need. You need the humidifier. You got
Yep.
to buy the
Yep.
humidifier for when you're sleeping. Changes it all. You go back to normal. Makes a huge difference. We
What?
got to crank it up to like 50% moisture. Like
So
that's how much.
this is another thing I realized this week is sometimes got to get up early to see some morning clients, and
Yeah.
it's just the alarm that's the default for my phone. It's just fucking horrible. I don't know why they pick these fucking horrible sounds. And I was like, I wake up every time. It's like fuck, turn this shit off. Like it was fucking. I'm like, you know what,
Mm.
man? I'm like, I need to change this alarm sound. And I was going through all of them. They're awful, but they had one, and it's an owl. And the owl's like, ooh, ooh, and it's so gentle. And I was like, man,
Is it gonna wake you up?
I
Do the
would, I wouldn't
job?
mind hearing that anytime. I've been waking up the last couple of days to that owl, actually a week. I'm just like, like it's a noticeable difference to waking up. It's
Huh.
gentle. It feels
Nice.
natural. I'm like, man,
Mm.
alarm's kind of important, man.
I don't use alarms. I wake up naturally, but I have in the past, and I don't think this is around. Do people still wake up to music?
Well,
Like,
look,
do they pick a
I wake
song?
up naturally, but I set it as a safety precaution just in case.
Yeah, oh, of course. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When I was in college, I was with a roommate, right? And we used to always have to get up early for some class or whatever. And we used to alternate songs, like songs for the alarm and stuff. And there's a song by U2 called Where the Streets Have No Names. And it's one of those songs that it spends like a good 2 minutes gently warming up.
Nice,
I mean, like it
nice.
works its way up to a nice kind of chill vibe and stuff like that. And I remember I loved waking up to that because it was gentle.
Yeah.
It was like your eyes slowly open. And I
It
was like, all right, I got 2 minutes,
So no, the things we talked about today, shitting in the right toilet and waking up to the proper sound are it's fucking
Which way,
important
man?
shit. Important shit.
Absolutely. It's absolutely important. And speaking of which, something else you were talking about, man. What's this about movies having a great ending, right? Or a TV show having a great ending. Like that's something that seems to be missing across society for years and years and years.
Yeah,
Why are you thinking about this, man?
I don't know, but I can't remember. But I had some free time and I was thinking, I was like, remember the Sopranos ending, and then these fucking idiots like, oh, this is what they meant. I'm like, shut the fuck up. That ending was so stupid. Like
I
nobody
hated that
respected
ending.
it.
I
Nobody
hated it.
respected it.
Everyone talked about it. I was like, what are they
I
doing?
I hate
What?
people trying to explain stupidity into genius. Doesn't make it.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. But I was like, whoa. And I was like, what was a truly great ending to a show? And use it was um what Succession? Is that it? The bill
Succession. I love
everybody
the ending.
got what they deserved. And I was like,
Yep.
that's how you end
Perfect.
the show. That's
Perfect.
how you fucking
Yeah.
end it. Exactly the karma that was coming to you, you get it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
that was a great ending. And I
Correct. It was
yes,
correct.
it was correct, man. It's so rare. It's such a happy ending. It's a Cinderella ending. It's a bullshit ending. It's a Sopranos ending. It's like rarely is it like all the karma, everything you saw this fucking person go through, that's what they got. Like, damn, that's how
it,
you.
it it's interesting too because like you have to believe in the justice, right? Like you have to like for Succession is great because it could have gone the other way. They could have like Kindle could have run the company. They could have kept it and all that stuff. And it looked like they were going to. And then at the very end, fucking Shiv, she's like, got the power.
That's
It's the
a cunt.
one time in my life where I've got the power, and I'm gonna
She
use
was
it.
always a
I'm gonna.
cunt. She lived up to
Uh,
the name. And then the holding
oh,
hands with her husband was beautiful.
oh, I love that scene. That's my favorite. It was that's what a great relationship, man. They're just so toxic, so
Beautiful,
toxic.
beautiful,
She's like, congratulations. Oh no, 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 don't worry about
beautiful.
it. It's true though. Like I it's been a long time since I've seen like anything that even interests me. Like I'm not, I'm so okay. This chase is definitely not a chase sort of thing. Um, the Harry Potter, right? The HBO is making a Harry Potter. Do you see this?
No, I have no idea.
So they put up the trailer. It's just massive dislikes, because it's all just nostalgia. Because that's all anybody likes anymore. The only thing they know how to make is let's make something everybody remembers. Nothing original, nothing all that. And they're going through it, right? And they take this is in England, whitest place on earth, and they took one of the main characters, like the main villain, and they made him black.
Mhm.
like just there's no reason to do it, and everybody in the comments is like, this guy is gonna get bullied later. They're gonna like hang him from a tree because that's what happens in the books. You're really gonna have a whole bunch of white kids in England hanging a black guy from the tree and stuff like that. And it's just like nobody does anything new and interesting. Nobody's trying a new idea. Nobody wants to. I don't get it, man. I don't get what happened to creativity. It's
It
just gone.
it's systemic, man. It's not even the
Yeah.
movies. We talked on earlier about the sports. Like
Yeah.
they're unwatchable. It's unwatchable.
Yeah.
There's no Cinderellas left because there's no good players on the Cinderella teams. They bought them up. You know,
Yeah.
let's change the
Yeah.
rules to protect the player that gets the most money. I'm like, it's falling apart. It's falling
Yeah.
apart, man. Yes.
Yeah, and all the tropes are dying, right? Like you brought up invincible characters, right? Like characters that can't fucking die or whatever, like that. Like tired, done through something that nobody has any interest in watching anymore because it's just been done. You
It's
know?
I was watching, I got this Warhammer 40K app. It's like $5
Yeah.
a month. I go,
You paid for an app?
yeah, because you can watch series of Warhammer.
Oh, are there series and stuff? I didn't know that. Okay.
Some are decent, but there's one that it's like an anime kind of Warhammer. It's pretty good. Some are better than others. Some are mid. But there's one episode. This guy's name's Lucius the Eternal, and
Okay.
he's controlled by a chaos god. It's like, all right, the rule is if you kill him, he'll come back and he'll consume your soul and take your body. Like, oh shit.
Oh,
Unless you kill him without any pride. You have to feel nothing when you kill him, and that breaks the
all right.
curse. So this whole
Right.
episode's building by this fucking guy. He doesn't feel anything. He kills him, and the guy still takes over his body. And I'm like, what the fuck? I don't understand this. I looked it up. They're like, well, that is the curse, but if the chaos god wants him to live, he can still live. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, it's broken canon.
Stupid. Yeah.
Broken
See.
canon. And I was
Yeah.
thinking like Superman, fucking Wolverine. I'm like, I had never liked these characters because you can't fucking do anything. No matter what you do, they're always going to come out and they're going to come back. And this is just stupid fucking writing. It's weak writing, man.
Yeah. People should be identified. Like one of the great plot points of any kind of story is how somebody mitigates their weakness. right? To have like a real weakness and living with it, like you appear to be a superhero, but you've got like some terrible, terrible weakness, man. Like that makes you like dealing with that is interesting. Dealing with flaws is interesting, you
But it's
know.
human. Yeah, it humanizes. Yeah, it's absolutely. It's imperative, man.
You know? Succession's another great example of that. Like all those characters are so flawed.
So fucked
Like
up.
they're so flawed, man. Like what again, I really love Succession. Remember the end of the first season where Kendall kills the guy,
Yeah.
and like the whole time he's trying to like rebel from his dad and stuff, and in the end he's just crying into his dad's shoulder. Just like, oh, I'm sorry, daddy. I'm sorry, daddy. And like the guy's like, shh, it's okay. And then he like Logan like just like, come get this fucking kid off of me. So like he's so pathetic. He's like the most pathetic character ever. And that's what's great about him. Like
What?
it's wonderful how pathetic he is, you know? Like I love
Well,
it. I love
the
it.
the other brother's so weak. He's like the one moment his father's like, maybe he is the one. And he like accidentally sends him a dick pic. And he's like,
Oh my God. Oh my God. I forgot about that. That was so awful. That was so terrible.
yeah,
So terrible.
this is so
So many great moments in that show, man. So many great shows. But yeah, unfortunately, Chase, that's what happens with 40K. Like, you're always it once you get into the nitty-gritty, you realize they have no idea what they're doing, like with the lore and stuff like that. Like they have really cool ideas, but because they're always producing new shit, they have to fuck it up, you know? Like, oh, we have to add this, we have to add this, we have to add this.
it's
And they can never like come to an ending. It has to go on forever and
well,
ever. So you
I
can't
under
end it with somebody. You know what I mean?
that is this when the canon breaks, but the names and some of like the stories, it's just the hopelessness. I really respect. I like that.
Yeah. And that rough stuff. All right, well, let's end on some news, man. You wrote in here IRCG drops in enlistment age to 12 for support roles. IRCG, what's that?
It's the Iranian fucking regime, fucking
Oh, 12, huh? Damn.
12. It's just like 12? God damn, these
12.
people carrying guns at checkpoints, Like that's I was like, damn, dude, that's fucked up. I can't imagine driving through the country like, all right, let me see your ID. You're like, how old are you?
Well,
What?
Chase,
What?
they raised the American enlistment age to 42, so you can still join if you want to, And we're going in the other direction. Get a couple old men in
You know
there,
what? I think because of credentialing, I think they'd still say no. I think they would still say no. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. I hate how normal all of this feels. You know what I mean? Like it's just there's there's just destruction, death, child soldiers everywhere, and life goes on. Like it's all building. It's all building and building and building, and this is gonna explode somehow.
Well, it feels
And
like it's churning, not building. Like everything's just getting mashed together in this chaos. And it's like, what the fuck is coming out of this, man? I don't know.
something bad is coming. How could you not believe something terribly, terribly
It,
bad is
it's
coming?
not the war is just an amalgamation. It's like it's the sports, it's the shit like people hating going to meetings, and no social skills in the younger generation. It's like this doesn't end well, does it?
Yeah.
This this doesn't end. Actually, this might be the ultimate ending, actually. It's just
Could be, man. It
start
could be.
over. I could see someone
Yeah.
saying, let's just start over. And a lot of people going, yeah, yeah, I agree. I
Let
agree.
me tell you something. So, like, this was a story I heard this week. This scared me, right?
Did it?
So,
Scared you.
fertilizer, yeah, fertilizers today, like, they have to use all kinds of materials, and oil is one of them. And it turns out I didn't know this, but the United, like, because the Ukraine's like the breadbasket of the world, like it's super fertile land, but nobody's been farming there. So America has been up in its farming, right? Like big time up in its farming. It's another reason like why food prices are up and all that sort of shit. But there's a fertilizer shortage. Like it's a major, major fertilizer shortage. And now that the straits are closed, they say that the fertilizer supplies are going to go to zero. So that means no fertilizing soil for a long time. And fertilization, that's all the reason why people, got a surplus of food. You know what I mean? Like it's just problems we've never seen. And they're saying, like, yeah, this is gonna probably mean like massive death in Africa, huge price increases across the world for food. There's gonna be famine. There's gonna be all this shit. And nobody's talking about it because, you don't think about that.
Well,
You
and
don't
if
think about like
you
that shit.
definitely wouldn't talk about that. That's one of those things that you keep close to your chest. If you know that's coming as a leader, like, yeah, don't let that out, man. That causes chaos. Yeah.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Like, you know what it made me think? It made me think maybe Shay should go back to Hawaii, cultivate those fruit trees. Like maybe that would be
Well,
the way.
dude, that land is rich with fruit trees, bro. I have
Um,
planted it. I'm hoping they start coming to fruition in time, man.
cousin's taking care of that shit, right? Like you
No,
told her, like, what? You say yes. That's part of the deal. That's why you're
that's
living there. You take care of that shit.
I know, man. It's yeah, it's yeah.
All right, well, fair enough. All right. Well,
It's got everything growing good though, man. Got a lot of shit growing out there, man. Yeah.
well, on that happy note, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the
Well,
hour.
are we? Has it been an hour?
Yeah, that's exactly an hour, man. Hour 42.
Oh shit. Yeah, I had a whole beer left. All right. Anything else on your mind, man?
Nah, I'm glad. Everything I wanted to talk about was on that list. I like the list because it flows. We just keep going. Bam, 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 bam. So
Well, I'm
feels
curious,
good.
just to ramble a little bit longer, what do you think's going to happen with the Iran situation, buddy?
So I've almost had to stop watching news because it's so depressing. Like the people I watch, like the YouTube people I watch, think it's the grit. They think it's worse than Vietnam. They think it's worse than Vietnam. Um, because like it's a bigger population, they got more weapons, and like they say a ground invasion is coming, and the way I look at and like Iran now, they're making demands like, yeah, not only are you going to stop sanctions, let us build nuclear weapons, but we're going to also demand taxes for every ship that goes through the Strait of Hormuz, like the Suez Canal in Egypt, right? So they're like, fuck you, we're never surrendering, you know. And so I think this is going to be disastrous. I think it's going to be really, really bad. But with that said, I remember thinking the exact same thing about Venezuela. You know, Venezuela turned out to be nothing. So I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I can't watch the news, man. It's too fucking
Yeah.
depressing.
Venezuela was a skid mark, man. You know, it's interesting. I get on YouTube too, and I scroll, and not one of them is positive about the outcome of that war, which makes me
Yeah.
think it's all bullshit a bit. Anytime that the news goes completely as it's over, I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't believe you. It's just that's how they've wired me. Like everybody says the same thing. I don't fucking believe it, man. So,
Yeah.
and the fact that they're recruiting 12 to me, it's just like, damn, man, maybe like 16, maybe keep it in the teenage years. But I counseled a 12-year-old last week. That is terrifying, man. Like to give someone, that is a child. You're going to give
Yeah.
a child a gun. So you're that posturing, if they're taking 12-year-olds, they are hurting. And it's
I
just,
deal I deal with like 17, 16, 18-year olds. They're all kids too. Like I think it's
12.
crazy, Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
That
don't know.
shook me. I'm like, they taking 12. They're desperate, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know. You put a name on a leader over there. I wouldn't want to be a leader over there. Like, I don't want that position. Fuck that shit. I'll take the paid like cut. Don't put me in charge, man. Like,
Well, I just my question. I don't know what Trump is going to do because Trump's either going to go crazy, like attack power plants and water desalination plants and stuff like that, or he's going to cave completely.
what?
It's there's no in between. I don't know which way he's going to go.
I
So it's
didn't
going
I
to be
didn't know China was burning coal. You guys aren't getting any oil.
30% of all Chinese oil comes from Iran. 30%,
So
and
what do people in China think China's going to do? What do they say?
nothing. Chinese people never talk politics ever.
They
I've
don't
never
think,
talked.
China might get involved or China's
It
this.
is that's something people don't understand. So in America, everyone saw. In China, you never talk politics ever.
What is
Never.
so? What's the whispers then? What's
There's no whispers. There's
come
no
on,
whispers.
come on.
No. I haven't heard one Chinese person say a goddamn thing
So
about
they
it.
don't
Not
think
a,
about it? I can't believe that.
yeah, they don't. They don't think
Bullshit.
about it. Yeah. Chase, you're an American. You're locked in your ways, man. You don't understand. Like, it is not in the psychology over here. They do not think
If you're
about this shit.
burning coal, your eyes are burning out of your skull. You don't think they're thinking about
Okay,
me?
here's what I was gonna say, like the pollution shit. I'm wearing my fucking N95 crazy mask. I like because I'm super sensitive to the air pollution. They don't wear masks.
Well, that's
None of them
all
wear
Asian
masks.
people wear masks, man.
No, in Beijing, like Beijing, man, Beijing. They're all my students, all the people on. No one's wearing a mask. I couldn't believe it. I'm fucking look like Cobra Commander over here, and they're just walking around like it's nothing. They don't they don't worry about the shit that we worry about because the only news they have is pro China. Everything is great in China
Interesting.
news. So
I tell you, living in Hawaii now, living in a spot where the air is just unbelievably pure still. I am so grateful for that. I'm like, yeah, it's like clean. My lungs feel good. You're probably taking 5, 6, 7 years off your life living in there as long as you have, man. You
I
know
know.
that. Probably longer.
Listen,
Probably longer.
dude, Chase, I cannot even speak to you about my envy. It is so profound that words cannot do it justice. Like independence at the job, making decent money in a beautiful place with clean air. Yes, yes, these are all the things that I want. I'm stuck in this horrible place. I'm dying every day when I'm breathing this shit in. It's not correct. It's not correct at all. But
Today at work it's so slow. It's just me and the girl behind the desk. She's super Christian. She's very nice though. But
yeah,
I was like, let me get this straight. I was like, I can live a good life, and I'm a net positive. I'm a net positive before I go. I help more people than I hurt. And I go, some fucking idiot rapes, kills, drugs out, and then at the very end, he says, Jesus saved me, and he goes to heaven. I go to hell. She goes, absolutely. And I was like, yes, I can. I was like, do you see this?
oh
You see
man,
why I carry? But to her, as a native, she said, Jesus speaks to me directly. I was like, you mean like you think you? She goes, no, 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 no. I hear the voice of Jesus. And he said, I go, well, let me tell you this.
wow,
I go, because my brother will
direct
attest to this
line.
too. I go, I've never heard shit from God, even drugged out of my mind. I was like,
Yes,
never, not a whisper. I was like, I'll tell you what, if I heard a voice talking to me, I probably believe too. So if that's the
yes, I
case,
think so.
fair enough.
Yeah. Mom, I've talked to mom about this a lot because I've gotten deep with her on religion and stuff. I was like, Mom, have you ever had any kind of moment? And she's told me I've had moments where I feel like I feel his presence. I was like, does that mean a voice? Does that mean like somebody touched you? She's like, no, I felt the presence of God. It's that vague thing, never words, never like, shit from the Bible. You know what I mean? So yeah, if I was like that, I was seeing shit. Yes. Yes, I think I'd be in the same boat. Absolutely.
Did I tell you about the one guy I talked to, the one kind of talked to this one native dude. He's fucking he's heavy on drugs. He's got clean, but he's like, from a young age, I used to see this man. He had native features, but he had white skin. And he goes,
Hmm.
when he walked, he goes like electricity shoots of the ground would come up and shoot into trees. And I was like, what? He goes,
Ah,
saw
interesting.
him all the time as a kid, all the
Yeah.
time. And it's like my grandmother said she saw him when she was little. I saw him. I was like, holy shit. This is
I believe him.
they've labeled him as schizophrenic. He goes, before I ever got that schizophrenic diagnosis, I was seeing this guy all the
Yeah.
time. Then he
Yeah.
starts drugging out and he talks about this one trip he had where he said, I went to the beginning or the end of the universe. It was the end of the universe. And this was the fucked up thing, Dean. Have you ever, anyway, you probably haven't. I was fucking bored on AI and I'm arguing about cycles and existence, and it's telling me entropy's inevitable, and we all end in a heat death. And in the end, there's not enough order. It's just chaos, and nothing can come out of it, and there's just nothing. Like it's just
God damn, Chase. These are the
yeah,
conversations. I'm asking my AI, like, how can I learn Chinese a little better?
it's
you know,
it's a
so
fucked up conversation. I'm feeling
yeah,
like, why am I having this conversation? This kid guy walks in and he starts talking entropy, heat death, and I'm like, you're this drunk junkie dude on the side of the road. It's that synchronicity moment that doesn't feel like hippie bullshit. He
Mm,
had my full attention. And he's like, I
yeah.
saw the end of the universe and everything dispersed. And I realized it was the end of the universe. It was the beginning of the end, Chase. And I was like, he goes, and then I realized it was just the beginning. And I was like, damn, bro. He
Mm,
saw it all and he saw the cycle starting. It was one of the better conversations I had, but it was fascinating because he got labeled with this diagnosis. He's like, man, I'm always seeing things. Like
mm,
not like individuals come and talk to me and people are like, who the fuck were you talking to? Like that guy.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
they still have something. And talking to the girl behind the desk today, she was like, no, Chase, it's not a voice in my head.
Yeah.
Somebody is talking to me. And sometimes it's months and a year later, and they're like, that's the answer to the question you asked me a year ago. I'm like, man, they got that essence. They've still something in that brain is still connected to the divine that they have and how it manifests. You know, it could be Christ, it could be their religion, but
Yeah.
I'm like, they still have it. We do not. That shit has been cut off in our brains. Yeah.
I I am inclined to believe too. Do you remember that kid at the rehab years and years ago who could see the orbs? Remember him?
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was floating around. I believed him. I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was fucking around. Like I think he really did see that shit. And each person had their own orb with its own color and stuff. And you know what? I've been reading a lot of Chinese shit about qi. I'm fascinated by qi. Qi is like my ultimate thing. They
Really?
talk about it exactly like you described. Everything is radiating qi, and there are people who can see it. There, it's like, have you ever heard of synesthesia? The idea of seeing sound,
Yeah,
you
I've ran
know?
into a client that had that. It's fascinating.
It
Yeah.
is it is a documented, it is real. It is
Yes.
absolutely real. Like that there are people who see sound. Like there was a composer who used to think that the reason they dimmed the light as a boy, the reason they dimmed the light before a symphony performed was so you could see the colors clearer as they came off the instruments and stuff like that.
Incredible.
And he used to say things like to his orchestra, like bluer, bluer, it needs to be more blue and stuff like that. And I think that I am 100% willing to believe that that girl hears voices. And I'm definitely believe the guy when he says he sees like connections through the trees and the ground and stuff like that. I think it's chi. That's the word that I'm using. But I think that there's energy that people can detect all around us.
You know the fascinating thing, because it's like you're talking to her, I'm like, this is so dumb, your logic. But then when she tells you like the voice, I'm like, I would believe. I would
An
absolutely,
audible voice that is not my thoughts,
yes,
like an
very
audible voice.
distinct, clear. I'm like, you're telling me, she goes, yes, it is the
Yeah.
voice of God. And I'm like,
And you know what else would freak me out? Like if I heard a female voice in my head. Like, so if I was a woman and I heard a male voice, like a Jesus like voice, and that would freak me out. I've never heard a female voice in my head. Like
never.
I would be like, this is distinct. This is this is something different, So man, good for her.
I'd say
Good for
she's
her.
she's unfucking wavering. I'll fucking say that. And so is that other
I
guy.
got
They're just like, they just you can't.
I got a question. So friends, have you made a friend? One person, or is it nah, I'm just here, I'm doing my thing.
Yeah, I got two guys that you could qualify as that. One native and one pharmacist guy. The pharmacist guy went down to the MUFON convention. I told you about that. Did I go to the MUFON thing?
You didn't tell me you went with a friend. I didn't know
I
that.
took him with. I was like, dude, there's nothing. Do you want to go to the MUFON meeting? It was horrible, but this guy came in, and
Yeah.
this was fucking interesting. He's from Carlsbad, which is hour and a half. It's in the middle of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It's the only tiny little pocket of New Mexico that has oil. And he goes,
Oh,
I work for the oil company and I have an infrared camera and I use it to
uh,
check for leaks of gases and shit. So he goes, I'm
sure.
driving around checking the ground. And he goes, I recorded this. It's about 3 minutes long. And I'm like, what the fuck are you recording? This is there. You can see the date on there. It's like late February, 2026. And he has it on normal. It's a high def. It's like a phone. It's high definition. It's clear as day. It's just middle of the desert in New Mexico. Nothing. You see the ground, you see the sky. He turns it on infrared. There is a spinning circle in the air when he turns it on infrared. It looks
So what do
like
you mean a
a
circle?
frisbee in motion, just spinning, and it's just slowly moving. And you can hear him. He's like, "What the fuck is that?"
Like a tornado looking
No,
thing,
like
or
it's a perfect circle, but you can tell it's rotating and it's
what?
moving back. And he turns it off, it's gone. Infrared on, it's on. And everyone's like, he's like, I don't believe in nothing, but I drove here an hour and a half to ask, have y'all seen this? And I'm like, damn, dude,
What did they
that's
say? What did people say? Like,
people are just oohing and on, like, oh, I've heard of it, but it's just a bunch of old fucking rednecks, But that was the coolest thing. I was like, what the fuck was that? It only shows
yeah,
up in infrared. And I was like, how big do you think he is? Because there's no way to say.
you
I
didn't tell
couldn't
me that.
tell.
You
It
told me it
was
was all just crazy people. You didn't tell me that part. Yeah.
That was last Saturday. We talked on Friday. I went
Oh,
to the
I
one
see.
before.
So you went back? You went
Yeah.
back? You went back to him?
There's nothing to do here, dude. There's nothing to here. There's nothing to do, man. And this is funny at
My
that
favorite.
meeting. That meeting at the end, I go, if there's questions, because they do it like lecture format, and the lady's just really boring. And I raised my hand. I'm like, hey, I was like, is there ever like a meeting where people share their personal experiences or anything like that? She goes, well, if we have time. And then the bitch behind me, I have a personal, and she could not tell a story. And it was a
Oh,
mistake. I
yeah.
was
Oh,
like, I
Chase.
understand why you do not let people share, because this woman
Uh,
ranted for 20 minutes about her father who
oh,
who saw the bodies in the fucking facility. I'm like, oh my God. She took 20
you
minutes.
must be so bored. I can't even imagine. I would never want to go there. Ever, ever,
There's nothing
ever.
else to
Oh,
do. There's nothing else to do. You gotta go. It's nothing. It's either that or go to church. I'll go to that.
oh, fuck, church. That might, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe move. What the
But dude, that video that made me like, what the
freaky?
that's a
Yeah.
great video. Because
Should send it to Bruce. He would like that,
Bruce would love, but I don't know. That's interesting. It was fucking trippy, man. The funny thing with that pharmacy guy, he was like, yeah, it was some trippy shit. I was like, do you believe in that stuff? He's like, eh. He's just like, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I guess you got to find shit to do. Maybe you need a hobby, like something to do at your house, like,
Well, I'm gonna move this week, and if I move down to the little town, maybe I'll go to the
oh,
gun range or something like that. Nothing else to do.
uh,
Kill
yeah,
people.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you found a place,
Yeah, it's a tiny little house, but it's a nice little house. Yeah.
tiny little house. That sounds good. Yeah, just looking at the white box you're in, it looks meh, like
I hate this town. I hate a mountain town. It's pretty. That's it. That's it. Fuck the altitude.
yeah.
Fuck the cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On that note, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening to the Divine Brothers podcast. We'll be seeing you next time. Bye bye.